Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day as always. If you're new to the channel, I am Travis, aka the Brass Tack, and I am a professional automotive detailer. I have over 15 years of experience, and I am here to help educate you on your car cleaning journey. We're living in kind of weird times today, guys. I was going to do a video on the Duramax and have it out and drive it around and do some cool stuff with a POV cam, but the county that I live in has issued a statement saying that you cannot be out on the roads unless it's for emergency purposes only. So we are pretty much stuck at home. So instead, today I'm going to do a video for you guys on how to clean your perforated leather seats. There are different types of leather seats out there, but some now offer a heated and cooled seat, which blows cool air up through little perforated holes in the leather. And I have some seats with that option, and I'm going to show you guys how to clean that properly. The first thing we're going to do is show you guys some tools and products that you're going to need to do the job. So here we are. The first thing you're going to need obviously is your leather cleaner of choice. Mine happens to be the Chemical Guys leather cleaner. Normally comes in a bottle like this, but as you all know, if you've been watching, I buy things in bulk and I dilute it myself. So this is my bottle here. The next thing you're going to need is your brush that you're going to use to actually clean the leather with. This is my brush of choice. When you go on Chemical Guy's website, you'll see it actually says leather cleaning brush. I like this brush because it does have a pretty big surface area, so you can cover a lot of surface area at one time. The next thing that I use is what used to be a little flathead screwdriver, a little pocket screwdriver, but I've taken a grinder and ground it down to just a point. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it probably looks sharp on camera, but it's really not that sharp. It's kind of dull, actually. It's something that I've used for a long time, and it really helps me with leather seats and getting down in the cracks where the stitching will be. And then it also helps me clean out some of the perforations of the leather that have gotten plugged up with things. That's what I use that for, but I'll show you how to do that. The next thing you need is just some microfiber rags to wipe things down with when you're done. And an optional tool that I always use is the shop vac. And basically how it works is once you get the product sprayed on there and get it scrubbed up and get that product worked up, then you can actually go over it with the wet dry shop vac and suck the excess off before you wipe it down with your microfiber towel. It basically just prevents you from having to use more towels than you need to use. You just obviously need to be careful about dragging it across that nice leather when you're sucking it off. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll use 2 fingers and kind of put them out a little farther than what the nozzle is, so it's actually my fingers rubbing across the leather instead of the actual nozzle, and that tends to help keep the shop vac from scratching the leather. But that is the process that I use. Today we're going to be working on the Tahoe. Again, if you've been watching my other videos, we've been working on this thing. We're working on this one today because number one, I'm getting it cleaned up for a reason, and number two, it is a perfect candidate actually because it does have the perforated, heated, and cooled leather seats. So I'm going to go ahead and get my lighting and my camera and everything set up in the Tahoe, and then we'll get started. Okay guys, we are set up at our first seat. We are going to start with the driver's seat, and then we're just going to work our way around the vehicle like a horseshoe. So that's kind of how I do things. Now, there are obviously more components to the seat than just the leather or cloth that's on the seat. You have your plastic panels on the side and back of the seat. You also have your seat tracks and stuff like that, but that is a video for another day. Today we are just going to work on the leather part of the seat. Okay, we will go through step by step how to do this. We're going to go from cleaning out all of these cracks where there would be stitching all down through here and clean all that out, and then we'll actually clean the seat and you'll get to see everything step by step. We have our tools and products ready to go. We have our cleaner, we have our brush, we have our tiny little screwdriver, we have our rags, and of course we have the shop vac. So we're gonna set the camera up here and we'll get started. Okay guys, right now I've got the camera pointed at the back of the seat because one thing we cannot forget is the headrest. A lot of people tend to forget about cleaning the headrest, but if you think about it, the back of your head is always touching this area. So whether it looks like it or not, there is actually some nasty stuff right through here. So I had the camera pointed up here just to show you you that first to make sure, number one, that you knew, and number one, that I knew not to forget the headrest, because sometimes I do, and sometimes I have to go back to it. But yeah, there's that. And now we're gonna go ahead and show you the first step in this process. One step I always do is I tend to try to get the seat belt out of my way, because it tends to want to hang right in front of this part of the seat. And I know I have to clean this, so I usually try to take the buckle part of it and stick it up underneath the latch of the door out here, so it kind of keeps the seat belt out of my way. Now, the first thing you do is you grab a little tool of choice here, which is, like I said, a flathead screwdriver. What I do is I try to take my hands and open up all of these little cracks. I don't know if you can see this, but when I take my hands and squeeze and open this up, you'll see that there's dirt down in these cracks, okay? That's what this tool is for, number one. And number two, some of these little perforated holes will get plugged up with things, so it is also a good tool to just kind of stick in there and unplug that hole. That's why I have this. I've used something like this for years. So what I do is I take the shop vac and I take this and I'll take one hand on another part of the seat and I'll push it open so I can see this crack, and I just kind of drag this lightly down through here, and it breaks up all that dirt that's in there, and then I can just suck it out. So that's the first step. So we're gonna do that throughout the entire seat, and we're gonna get all the loose dirt and dust sucked off of here, and then we can continue with actually using the leather cleaner and the brush. So let's do that first. The biggest thing is you just want to be careful and not to put too much pressure, number one. And number two, don't get off track, because if you get off track, you're going to scratch the leather. So I say you can use this tool, but I just want to make sure that everybody's very careful if you use something like this, whether it's a flathead screwdriver or something like this that I've created. And just make sure you're very careful, because it is easy to just get off track and scratch the leather. Another thing about leather seats is once you get them clean, you're going to want to put some leather conditioner on them, especially if they are older seats like these. This is a 2011 and it gets a lot of wear and tear. Obviously, bringing the shine back out with some leather conditioner is going to be a good idea, which I'm going to do. But like I said, this is a video on just cleaning the seats, so that is a video for another day, but you will get to see that probably on this particular vehicle. But today we're just cleaning the leather part of the seat. So I got the cracks pretty much cleaned out on the back part of the seat here. Now I'm going to move the camera down towards the bottom of the seat and we'll do that area. Okay guys, we're at the bottom part of the seat now, and one thing I really wanted to do was go ahead and mask half of this seat off and just do half of it to show you the before and after. So I think I'm gonna do that real quick. So we'll do one half of the seat completely and then we'll do the rest of it. But I really wanted to show you guys, number one, I wanted to show you the process, which that's the important part. I always want to show you the process on how I do things. But number two, I really want to show you the before and after, because a lot of people see it before and they see it after, but they don't see the before and after right beside each other to see the real actual difference. So I really wanted to give you that with this seat, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I've got some tape here, and I'm gonna go ahead and mask the bottom part of the seat off so I can show you the before and after. Try to get it down in these cracks as good as I can. Okay, I've got it masked off. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do step by step, start to finish on one side and show you the difference, and then we'll just do the other side, and then you'll hopefully get to see me just do the rest of the seats. So first we will get our little tool out here and get the shop vac, and I think I am gonna do this side and show you the before and after. So this will be the after and then this will be the before. I'll do this side, but I'll get the cracks done first. Before I start, real quick, another thing that you're going to want to do is take the seat back and move it all the way back as far as you can, and that will uncover that big crack down in here. And I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely dirt down in there. So we'll get that all sucked out and get these cracks sucked out, and then we'll get started with the rest. Okay, that is done. All these little cracks have been kind of scraped out and sucked out. The reason I scrape them is just to get all the loose dirt and dust that's down in there worked up so they can get sucked up into the vacuum. So that is done. The next step now is to go ahead and spray our cleaner on here and get it agitated with the brush. So let's do that. Chemical Guys leather cleaner. Don't be shy, just spray it right on. Even the perforated parts, it is not gonna hurt to get your product on the perforated leather. Not gonna hurt to get it down in the holes. I also spray the front of the seat and down the side as far as I can get. Spray a little more. The perforated part of the leather tends to dry out a little quicker than the non-perforated part. So sometimes once you're done spraying everything down, you have to go back over and spray some more on the perforated part just to keep it lubricated and wet down. Real quick guys, one tool I forgot to mention is a smaller detail brush. If you take your smaller detail brush and kind of pinch it, you can get down in these little cracks better. And that always tends to help me. For whatever reason, I forgot to say something about that over there, but I wanted to at least let you know that because I will be using that, and I didn't want you to see me using it and say, hey, he forgot to say something about that. And that's the first thing we do, is we go through the cracks and get all that stuck in dirt and dust out. And sometimes you got to push on the seat. I know my arm is probably in the way of the camera right now. I'll do it from this way. Kind of open that crack up so you can get down in there. Really helps with the smaller brush to be able to get in the smaller places like that. And I like to take it and get all these other little crevices and cracks. Okay, let's spray a little more product on. And now I can go to town with my bigger guy. And you just spray some product on here. And you just start scrubbing. I tend to go in circles a lot when I'm doing seats. That is because this is literally a hide. So you have all of these little textured things going every which direction. So honestly, if you go in a circle, you're going to be getting every direction that you can get on the seat. That's why I go in circles. It tends to help get every little area. Already I can see some of the nasty coming off of this thing. Try to get the front of the seat, around the side as far as you can. Once you get so far, this particular seat turns the cloth, so the leather only goes down so far anyway. I'm gonna go back to my smaller detail brush and get right down in here where the seatbelt latch is, because my bigger brush wouldn't fit in there. And I'm going to get the perforated part just a little bit more. And I see a spot on this perforated seat right here where one of those holes, like I said before, these holes can get plugged up with things, and I see another one here too. So you can just take this little tool, this is why I made this tool, and just poke down in this hole, and that gets whatever is in there, plugging that hole up, out. That one's done. Now all that's left to do, there's really not a whole lot of product on here, so all really that's left to do is just wipe it off. So we will get our rag, go ahead and just wipe it off. And the next thing you're gonna wanna do is, once you get it all wiped off and dried off, is kind of step back and take a look at it and make sure you got everything, because sometimes one pass isn't gonna get it all. So you kind of go back over it, take a look, and I see a place right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a place right here that I can't tell if it's wear and tear or if it's dirt. So I'm gonna work a little bit more on that and see if I can get that to go away. And sometimes if you take your little tool and scrape from the side, you can see if it'll come off by scraping it off. And it sure is. It's scraping right off of there. I don't know what it is. And I'm scraping very lightly, just enough to get through whatever product is on there. I'm not gouging it into the leather or anything like that. Being very careful. Spray a little more product on, take the brush and just kind of work that area up, and then just take your rag, go back over it, and it is gone. Okay, now you probably thought on seeing this seat for the first time that it really wasn't wasn't all that bad. And really, it doesn't appear to be that bad. It doesn't look dirty, but there's a lot of oils and stuff from your skin, a lot of dyes from your clothes that end up on this leather, and you don't really realize it until you actually clean it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tape up and you can see the before and after. All right, guys, you couldn't see it through the camera from the other angle, so I grabbed the camera to show you. As you can see, there is a definitive line right across here. This is before and this is after. Now, it's important to note that yes, you do want a nice sheen on your leather, but this is the wrong kind of sheen. This is a dirty sheen. So yes, it is important to get some leather conditioner put on these after you get them cleaned up, but this is just a video, like I said, of cleaning the seats. So that is a video for another day, but stay tuned because I will be doing that for you. So anyway, as you can see, huge difference. So now that you've seen the difference, we're going to go ahead and finish this seat, and hopefully I have time to show you me doing the rest of the seats. So let's get started. Quick side note, do not forget to get the back of the seat. The back of this particular seat happens to have leather and plastic on it. If I was doing plastic, I would normally switch to just a basic interior cleaner, but since I'm gonna be spraying the leather cleaner all around here, it's gonna get on the plastic anyway, so I'm just gonna utilize that to clean this plastic. It'll do the same job as my regular interior cleaner. The seat also has, this is actually an inlet for the cooled seats. The fan sucks air in through this inlet right here and then blows cool air up the bottom of the seat. It's a little dirty, but it's not gonna hurt to spray a little product on here and get this cleaned off. It really just needs kind of dusted off, but I just wanted to let you know what all the back of this seat has on it, because all seats are different. Some seats are just all leather across the back, or all plastic across the back, or all cloth across the back. So this one has a little bit of almost everything. So I just wanted to show you that and let you know not to forget to do the back of the seats, because there's always kids back here kicking the back of the seat. That one over there is pretty rough, but I'll get them cleaned up. right, guys, these extremely used 2011 Tahoe seats are officially all done and cleaned. All of the seats in this 7-passenger Tahoe have been cleaned in probably about a half hour's time. I know the video is pretty long, but I was doing a lot of talking, and overall, I think you could get this job done in a half hour's time if you just worked at it from start to finish. I had to do a lot of stopping and moving things around and moving the camera around, so it took me a lot longer, but I know the job can get done a lot quicker. With the right products and the right tools and the right know-how to use those tools and products, you can make a job go very quick, very easy. So there you go, guys. If you found this video useful, if you liked it, please don't forget to go down below and give it a big thumbs up. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done that, so you don't miss any more of my content. I'm gonna keep bringing you cool stuff like this and keep showing you how to clean things quickly, easily, and efficiently. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Have a great night.